What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another glorious week. It is Monday morning, and that means only one thing. That's right, we are about to get galactically challenged. Today, we find ourselves on the forest planet of Kashyyyk, and we are facing off against bounty hunters. We've got a wonderful Jabba the Hutt who's not going entirely with a full Hutt cartel cadre. Jango Fett is in there to be irritating. Let's have a look at the modifiers then. It seems today we have got the modifier of Just Retaliation. Essentially, this means whenever a unit takes damage, that unit is going to ramp up critical damage until they hit a critical hit. Whenever a unit is debuffed, they're going to recover protection, and whenever a unit is defeated, another random ally is going to take a bonus turn. It makes this just a little bit on the frustrating side, but honestly nothing too crazy. The player modifier is Globe of Peace, so if you do not have Jar Jar, you cannot actually get the red box. I'm very sorry about this. This is just the way it is. The Globe of Peace is a really good modifier for Gungans, but obviously if you don't have Gungans, you can't do it. Enemy has got Thrill of the Hunt. That means they have got 9 stacks of True Defense at the start of the battle. Every single time we deal damage to them, that's going to remove 1 stack of True Defense. For each stack of True Defense, essentially they're going to take 10% reduced damage. So at the start, you basically don't hurt them. And then you slowly whittle away that True Defense, and then you can actually do something to them. Feats then, we need to win with a full team of Gungans, we need to complete the battle after gaining offense up 20 times, and we need to win using no more than 3 specials. Now I'm going to give some solutions to you. I'm obviously going to go over, the Gungan side of things, even though most of you probably won't have Jar Jar, and then I'll go over what you can do if you don't happen to have full Gungans. Let's break it down. So obviously there's not a whole lot of wiggle room when it comes to what can you do with the Gungans. There are 5 Gungans in the game. There's only 1 leadership. It's kind of straightforward. Boss Nass, Captain Tarples, Boomadeer, Phalanx, and Jar Jar Binks. So if you want to get the red box, just grab your Relic 9 Jar Jar Binks and go to town, basically. I wish there was another way that I could do this for you guys, but it just isn't the case. What can I say? So you just go in straight away, and I feel like you've got to get rid of Bausch. We're using 1 special there, targeting Bausch. I don't want to use any of these specials. Nope. And I'm going to use the Big Bulmaz with Jar Jar. That's 2 specials. We're just going to stay on Bausch for now, and then I'm going to use the Horn and pass the turn back over to Boss Nass. That's 3 specials. Then we're just going to go Auto and Basic, and then you just kind of hope. I did this just now, and it worked out quite well. Sometimes it really depends on a little bit of the RNG when it comes to Jar Jar. Does he get some death marks out? What does he do with his, 1% chances? Do they happen to do anything good? But typically speaking, so long as they don't focus down your shield generator, you should be fine to get all of the feats in one battle. It just takes probably about 7 or 8 minutes. You will find eventually you'll get down to just Boss Nass, just Jar Jar himself, Jabba. I know how to speak the words and stuff. You'll find out you'll just get down to just Jabba himself, and it will take an age to kill him because he's obviously got a lot of recovery. He's going to blind your units, but you will eventually just attack under his protection and ramp up your damage slowly over time. We're just what I recommend you do if you are doing this is you manually target away from Santi. Once you've got rid of his taunt, put that buff immunity on, get rid of Boba Fett first, then I would recommend getting rid of Jango Fett. You certainly don't want them using that Boba Fett to double tap your shield generator, because typically speaking, if the shield generator dies, which is not looking too healthy right now, you're going to have a bad time. Now, if you've got, I think it's the Tarples Zeta, when you attack out a turn with an attacker Gungan, it should prevent revives, and that should stop Jango Fett and Boba Fett reviving. It is apparently just a little bit funky, a little bit buggy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've been told, but hopefully you'll get it like that and you'll stop them reviving. It will also stop Kasantan reviving, and I do recommend that you actually take out Santi before start going for Jabba the Hutt. If you're taking out Jabba the Hutt, it can take a while to take down Jabba. You're better off just making sure that there are limited numbers of enemies on the enemy team alive at any given point. And Santi doesn't really take that long to take down. If you're attacking under his protection with some of the Gungans over here, you will get it done. And we do gain a healthy supply of stats, including offense up, so you will get that offense up feat done, no problem. Usually, if it's just down to Jabba and Santi, they don't actually have enough attacks frequency to actually get rid of your shield generator, so it should be absolutely fine. It'll just be a little bit a little bit on the dull side as we wait for Santi to slowly bite the dust. I do find it quite good when Boomadeer comes out and starts clapping cheeks. Gets to a point where he actually starts hurting really, really hard, which I do quite like. But this is the annoying part, is you attack under protection, 120k there on a basic, that's not bad. Yeah, it gets to a point where it doesn't feel like you're doing any sort of damage. Of course, we get the death mark on Jabba where it really doesn't matter. Could have had death mark on anybody else throughout the entire match, but no, just on Jabba, which does nothing. So what you'll find here is you face off against Jabba the Hutt, and you're going to be transitioning between doing actual health damage, attacking under his protection, and not. And he will recover, and he will cleanse, and it's all a big thing, but eventually you will chew through him. Your Boomadeer, like I said, does do really, really solid damage. Unfortunately, we're getting the... looks like we're getting the Phalanx to assist there, who's like the least beneficial person to have to assist. You want that Boomadeer doing all those hundreds of thousands of points of damage attacking under protection. Yeah, and that's kind of it, guys. We're just going to be stuck here for the foreseeable future, but you will eventually beat Jabba. Fortunately, he does not have his ultimate, so he cannot go ahead and call out the Rancor and permanently defeat one of your units, so he doesn't really have the damage output. Look at that Boomadeer, just 140k basics right now. Absolutely phenomenal. Great, great damage coming out of him. And yes, you don't need the Phalanx on me, guys. Like, I don't have the Phalanx on me. I'm never going to have the Phalanx on me. Looks like Jabba has recovered all of his protection there, and then we nearly just one-shot it completely with the Boomadeer. Oh, my days. This team is fun and confusing, and I won't pretend like I actually have any idea what the Gungans are doing, but they are doing it on auto-basic at this point. And so long as we can get through this, you will be able to get that juicy all feats red box in one battle. It just takes about an hour and a half. So eventually we'll get to the point where Boomadeer is just going to start throwing his big balls around, and Jabba's going to bite it. Eventually. Come on now. Let's be having you. I think we're attacking under protection right now. Yeah, we are. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Just finish off this jab. Come on. Get him. He's tantalizingly close to being dead right now. There we go. See, it only took 5.5 minutes to get there. But that will get you every single feat with just one team. So we're going in no GLs right now. Offense up. If you want to get offense up, I recommend using Imperial Troopers. You just need to have a round where you don't lose a unit. It's great if they go after Dark Trooper. We're going to place the marks over here on Dark Trooper. I'm going to go ahead and just basic right now. All we're looking to do... I'm going to do the mass assist on Jabba. There we go. He's got rid of all of the stacks of true defense right now, which is great. We're going to do our grenade over here, get some ability blocks out. Going to stamp our feet like we're nice and proud, and then basic with Piet. So we've gotten rid of Jabba's protection right now. That's pretty good. Just a basic over here. We just want to exclusively work on Jabba the Hutt. We should, with any luck, don't use that second special from Dark Trooper, you want to save that. We should be able to get some pretty good work done on him before they even get to do anything, really. I'm going to use that form up, gain some TM. Keep it going. Come on now. Just basic over here. Punch, punch. Just a basic once again. Jabba's just below half health. Oh, that's perfect. They actually targeted Piet there. That's actually really great because of the extra counter attack that we get. Come on then. Nearly got rid of Jabba. Once again, stamp with range trooper. Yeah, just basic here. And mass assist over here on Jabba. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, slowly but slowly. I mean, Jabba is just insanely chunky. He's a very difficult individual to chew through. Use the grenade whenever you have the opportunity to. Basics with Piet to keep calling in Dark Trooper. Come on. Oh. He's so dead. There we go. That's fantastic. Once you've gotten rid of Dark Trooper, everything tends to fall into place. We're going to go after Boba Fett first. We want to get round to a turn with... well, actually, I'm going to spread some of the damage to get rid of some of the stacks of true defense first. When you get round to Death Trooper, what you want to be doing is you want to be using Terminate on Jango or Boba. That way they're going to get Death Mark, and when you kill them, they're not going to revive. Isn't that nice? Now, it sucks a little bit if Jango goes ahead and one-taps your Death Trooper after that, but it's okay. we'll probably focus on Bausch for now, get rid of her, because she's not going to revive. She won't revive. Yep, let's do the AoE here. Lovely. Come on. Brilliant. So I think I'll leave that there. AoE over here, on to Jango Fett. Now what I'm hoping to do is get a kill with Piet with his AoE on Bausch to spread fear. Not quite enough damage there. Luckily for us, Santi got that bonus turn, so he's not going to do much of anything. Let's look to get rid of Jango now. There we go. Unfortunately, Santi now has Taunt, but we should be okay at this point. At this point, everything should be fine. Now, I do want to re-establish the Emperor's Trap ability from Piet back on Dark Trooper, because Jango can no longer ignore Taunt. We want to make sure he doesn't kill anybody and regain his Bounty Hunter's Resolve. And it's just a bit of a slog. Unfortunately, they're very, very chunky in this Galactic Challenge. Let's go ahead and form up. I want to gain some additional stats right now. Additional stats is always a good thing. Additional buffs. Mass assist over here. Every single time we take back-to-back turns, we're gaining stacks of Emperor's Trap, which of course is increasing our offense, which will slowly help us deal more damage. Slowly, slowly. Even 60k there barely moved the needle on Santi. Shouldn't have done that. That was the wrong move to use. I should have basicked with Piet there, but it's not a big deal. I just can't get over how chunky these guys are. They're incredibly chunky. Nearly got him though. And unfortunately Jango will take a bonus turn, but he shouldn't be able to kill anybody and regain his Bounty Hunter's Resolve. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. What are we doing? 90k damage and barely tickling him right now. Now there you go. See, Imperial Troopers can get that offense up feat at the highest tier, which should get you most of the way to being done. Now we do still need to do simple tricks. Now I do have one for a GL. That's a little bit awkward, but here we go. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. This one, again, is a bit of a timeout one. We're going in with Kylo Ren, Sith Trooper, First Order Stormtrooper, and then I recommend throwing in our good girl, the Armorer. So using Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with a double tank setup and Sith Trooper with Armorer, we're looking to get, you know, win the battle with no less than 3 specials over here. Now, the quicker you can get the Beskar armor onto Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, the better off it will be. So you just need her to survive until then, and basically we're going to auto-basic for like the next 10 minutes. I know it's dull, it's very, very boring, but that's how we're going to do it. We just want to be able to build up a boatload of Siphon on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and when he gets to like 500 Siphon, go into the ult, do one AoE swipe, make sure you're not blinded, of course. AoE swipe to Siphon Mastery off Santi, and that should just about give you enough oomph to deal with Jabba. Alright, so kill order, I'd say get rid of Bausch early, because she sucks, I hate Bausch, and then go after the characters like Boba Fett and Jango Fett. I find, this might be a little bit of bias here, I find that Jango is a little bit squishier than Boba Fett, so maybe focus on Jango after you've gotten rid of Bausch. But other than that, it's going to be pretty fine. Now what you can try and do is you can try and maintain that buff immunity on Santi to stop him taunting, but you will find that Jabba will cleanse that buff immunity off Santi quite frequently. So you will find yourself stuck behind Santi's taunt quite a bit. But the good thing about it is when we've got that triple stack of Beskar armor, we're going to be countering all the time, unless of course it's a call to assist. We're going to be countering all the time, which is going to make us do our basic, which is going to give us 10 stacks of Siphon. So we are slowly going to ramp up that Siphon, but you do need Siphon in the hundreds in order to actually have enough damage output to deal with these guys. So we're just waiting for Santi to drop that taunt. He should be out of it now, I think. Yeah, he's out of taunt. And of course, Jabba is going to be blinding your units very, very frequently, which is incredibly frustrating. See, this is why we want to get rid of Boba Fett, is because between him and Jango, they can both put heal immunity on your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which is really not ideal. It will turn out like this. It will just be a lone Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, guys. You just have to be able to tank through the damage for the most part. And you should be okay, because Slacker should be taking up turns to cleanse through that 2-turn heal immunity that you'd be getting. And then cycle back around. And thanks to Armorer with the Beskar armor, you're going to be recovering like 30% of your protection at the start of each of your turns, which should let you heal up, and then you've got your health steal and all that sort of business. Now, we don't seem to be chewing through the units particularly quickly right now, which is a little bit irritating, but I suppose it gives us access to a faster ramp on our Siphon stacks, because more people attacking us means more counterattacks, means more Siphon. So it's not terrible, it just can get a little bit hairy. Can get just a smidgen hairy. Like I said, I like to go after Bausch. If we can at all kill her. It just takes a little bit of a lot of time. You will be here for like the next 10 minutes. Well, maybe not the next 10 minutes, but it will take you about 10 minutes plus to finish this off. Depending on the RNG, depending on the modding on your Slacker. Looks like we've nearly got rid of Bausch. If we can just give her one more hit. Oh no, Santi taunting at the inopportune time there. So we're going to have to wait for Santi to take 2 whole turns before we can actually get rid of him now. And I do recommend when it does come to the part where you siphon off, that you siphon on Santi, because that is actually going to be removing his max protection, which is invaluable, truth be told. Because it just makes him that much easier to chew through. Again, we're not going to be doing any of the siphoning until you get to about 500 stacks. You'll go into Ultimate, it'll double up the siphon stacks, go up to 1,000, you'll do one big swipe on Santi, and that should take away almost all of his protection almost. And it will still take some time to chew through Jabba, so it's a little bit of a timeout risk. Alright, so we've nearly got to the point where we can kill Bausch, nearly-ish. She does unfortunately recover quite a bit of protection thanks to Jabba. And I'm pretty certain that my Slacker is just ignoring the targeting that I'm offering, but whatever. Of course, if you kill one of the bounty hunters during Slacker's turn, he will prevent revives. And obviously the thermal detonators don't really do anything to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, unless you had like 200 of them on him. He's not really going to actually die. Slowly, slowly. We've nearly got rid of Jango Fett here. Unfortunately, we killed him with a counterattack there, so he actually revived, and that's going to give him a bonus turn, but it's not the end of the world. How are we looking? We're at 270 stacks of Siphon at the moment. We definitely need more than that. So the only special that we've used so far has been Beskar Armorer's stacks of armor that we placed on Kylo Ren. And as you can see, it is enough to just keep him alive pretty much indefinitely. Oh. Nearly gotten rid of Jango. There's that cleanse coming out of Jabba. Oh, there we go. Jango's gone. We've gotten rid of our first unit. Wonderful. If we could get rid of some more units, that would be great. It's a poor timed heal immunity coming out of Boba Fett, but looks like we've managed to cleanse it off in time. So again, we're just going to keep on ramping. Now, if you're not feeling comfortable at 500 stacks of Siphon, if you're still a little bit worried, provided you've still got like 2 or 3 minutes left on the clock, you will be okay to just let it ramp even further. But I do recommend sort of around 500 stacks of Siphon should be enough to see this off. This does take an awfully long time. It's not the most thrilling of content to get done, but it is relatively brainless. At least there is that. I do wish that CG didn't give them quite so much stats, because they are just like the chunkiest people. We're at 380 stacks of Siphon right now. 390. Every single time we hit someone, we're getting 10 stacks of Siphon. So, here we go. Oh, sorry, it's every time we crit someone, isn't it? So we're at 400 stacks right now. About 10 more stacks should do it. As in 10 more instances of us stacking. If we could ignore ignore Santi, that would be really nice. Oh my god. Are we going to kill someone? Come on. I believe in you, Slacker. I believe in you. 440. Come on now. Let's get some good work done. 450. 460. Nearly there. We're coming up to 5 minutes left on the clock. Well, 6 minutes left on the clock. Oh, there we go. We got rid of another unit. Bausch is gone. And we're at 470 stacks right now. 480. Come on. Come on, Slacker. I believe in you, buddy. You could do it. You could do it. Oh, we're at 500 stacks. Okay, cool. So at 500 stacks, that's where I choose to go into the ultimate. Okay, we hit 510 because of the counterattacks and everything like that. Brilliant. This is where I choose to go into ultimate. So that's second special there. I believe the ultimate does count as a special. And you want to target Santi when you use your swipe. So you do one swipe on Santi. That will basically drain off all of his protection, more or less all of his protection. And then you just go full basic. You can see he's basically got no protection, and we should be able to do enough damage at this point, especially with the counterattacks and all that good business, to do some significant damage. It does take a little bit of time, obviously. We don't just one-tap him, unfortunately, even though we're doing like 200,000 on a basic right now. They just have loads and loads of stats. And of course, Jabba is going to blind us quite frequently. Come on. Looks like we've got enough damage to get rid of Jabba's protection and basically a hit, which is quite nice. Santi just takes 0 damage. He just takes so little damage thanks to all the defense that he's got. Come on now. There we go. There we go. Now we're looking pretty. Now we're looking pretty. Just got to deal with big old Jabba. With 4 minutes left on the clock. I know this isn't the most entertaining of footage, guys. It's not the most entertaining of footage. But it is what it is. Eventually we will chew through Jabba. You know, provided he doesn't land a blind every single time he does his basic, we should deal enough damage to slowly chew through him. Unfortunately, he is landing blind every single time. And then the speed down. But the counterattacks are nice. And there's the blind. Hey, we resisted a blind! We resisted a blind. It can happen. And there we go. We got it done. And that will get you the cheap tricks feat done. Yes, really dull. Really, really long and slow. And that is going to about do it for today's episode of Galactically Challenged with your bald-headed boy Scribble. I don't particularly like these Gungan ones, but hey, what can you do about it? Hopefully I did help you out just a little bit. If I did, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.